Today I am answering questions on r/AskMen. If you don't know, a man right here. I would show you my balls. A YouTube viewer normally doesn't really like when you do that kind of stuff, so I'm sorry. You're gonna have to subscribe to the OnlyFans. We got an interesting one from Heartless5. So there's 4 other Heartlesses, I'm assuming. That's the idea you're giving me, right? My wife and I are expecting our second child, and it's a secret, kinda. My wife has told her immediate family and best friends, and I told my immediate family, but not my best friends. I was talking with one of my older co-workers, great friends outside of work, and I told him that my plan was to FaceTime him when the baby was born to tell that way, and he said that he would have been upset that I didn't tell him before the baby got here. Our daughter came a few weeks early, and I individually FaceTimed my best friends, and I got some very genuine reactions, and I want to see and capture that again. So my question is, how would you feel if your best friend didn't tell you that he was having another child? At the end of the day, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I would like to know how you would feel about it. I don't know. Wow, what a great answer, really. Ask men, and he just says, I don't know. That's great. You know, I wouldn't find it that big of a deal. I would be like, is there, why? And then you would be like, I wanted to see the reaction. I would be like, but I would have a good reaction if you told me and then it was born, I don't know. Or if you kept it a secret. And do you not come over to his house? Do you just never see his wife? How does this work? I feel like this can't work, possibly. And if you think about it, he did tell, or the wife did tell her friends, and it's like, do you not want, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming if it's not American, then this doesn't apply, but if you want to do a gender reveal party, you know, because Americans do that, I think, then you would like to have your friends there, so I'm just not gonna invite them. I don't know, I don't think it's necessarily a crappy thing to do, but like, why? You can also just not do it, and that would, like, you would prevent anyone from feeling like they got, you know, because I think it's such as either you don't care or you do, and I know that's a non-answer, but it's like really 50-50 whether someone actually cares. I personally wouldn't care, but I see here a comment that would care, you know, and a really good point. Yet he tells his coworker, so that's kind of like, I would actually, if I was in the know that you then told your coworker, but not me, as I was the best friend, right? That's the position I'm taking. Then I would be like, but why, man? That's not. I don't think that's very cool. I wouldn't get really upset, but I won't like it. Let's just say that. So I think just say it to them, just tell them, then you can just prevent any issues in the future. It's very genuine advice. I know I'm a very smart and handsome individual, right? Affirm this to me in the comments, please. I want to tell me that I'm handsome. How many times do you call or invite her on a date before giving up and deleting her number? From that name, I'm not gonna. Okay, fine, I'll try. Garqueen. That wasn't actually that hard. Garqueen Weinstein. Are you Harvey Weinstein as a girl? Is that what's happening here? Fellas, if you meet a girl at a venue and exchange contacts, how many times do you try to reach if she doesn't reply at the first attempt? Let's say a man sends her an SMS and she doesn't reply and doesn't read it. Would you wait and call her sometime later or just forget it? I'm not calling again. Dude, if you're gonna ignore me, I don't have time for you. I'm not here to play a game, right? If I want to play a game, I got a PC right here to play all the games I want, right? I don't need you to play a game as well, you know? Not that I go on any dates or something, but let's say if I did that, right? My relationship has always been just kind of like, I got to know her, just in circumstance, right? And then eventually, it was just like, hey, do you actually want to be girlfriend, boyfriend? Because let's just do that, right? And then she was like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. And then we did that. I actually didn't really go on a date to then get into a relationship. So I don't know, but like, I just know for a fact that if we exchange numbers and she just doesn't respond, then I'm not just like, if she responds late and maybe she was busy or something, then of course it's fine. But like, if I'm not gonna text twice or call twice. Like, it's up to you. The ball is in your court. You don't throw it back, nothing's happening, all right? Like, imagine you're just, oh, but I really want some pussy right now, so I'm gonna call again. Please give me a crumb. That's kind of what it feels like, right? And no thanks, alright? I got a little bit more self-respect than that. From OK Network 3713, I've seen 18 plus, so probably don't go on there unless you're 18 plus or you're really curious. But I'm saying you shouldn't do it, right? So, but anyway, how is your relationship with your dad? I don't know why you would want to know this, but I'll tell you, fine. I know a lot of men don't have an easy relationship with their old man, so I'm asking this individually so I can try and see if it's a common thing. If you aren't comfortable talking about this, then of course that's fine. If I was comfortable about this, I would skip the question, but you know, fine. My dad is great. I love my dad. Like, literally, he's like so good to me and to my siblings, right? So I can't complain. I realize that I am quite lucky with the parents that I got. I don't have a really interesting answer. It's just, yes, good. It's good. You know what I like to think about? How are my kids gonna answer this question? They're all gonna say horrible. He's just making YouTube videos all the time. He's not even looking at me, right? He just impregnated mom. I came out and he doesn't look at me. Like, he just ignores us. Like, I'm here, right? I'm in the house. I just don't talk to them. You don't even have subscribers on your YouTube account. I'm not gonna talk to you. Goodbye. It's like that one kid. I don't know his name anymore. Probably Brandon, right? Because Brandons do that type of stuff. And he was a Dr. Phil. And he was like, Dr. Phil asked, why don't you talk to your mom anymore? And he was like, my mom doesn't even have like 100,000 followers or something like that. So why would I even talk to her? Like, she's irrelevant. It's like, are you Rice Gum? We have another Rice Gum. Rice Gum still exists. His power, his mindset still exists. And I am adopting it once I get kids, all right? So my kids are gonna have a horrible time. But I don't have a horrible time. And I'm very grateful. From Serious Concern 6958. 14 inches of snow with below freezing temperatures in for the weekend. What's your keep me cozy food? Chicken, steak, or any cow, any pig, fish, whatever. Alright? One of those 5 things. I'm eating it, all of it. Alright? I'm just... Because if there's that much snow, I'm probably not going to be able to go to the gym. So what I'm going to do is just eat massive amounts of protein, you know? So eggs, pork, or yogurt, or something like that, alright? Protein shakes. Just I'm gonna make it rest day like no one has ever... Or rest weekend, I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna make a snowball, throw it at random children, right? So, because that's, of course, what you do. Because what else is snow for? Oh, it's so fun to slide down a hill or, you know, have a snowball fight with your friends. That's all so lame and boring. Not for me, all right? I'm based a red pill individual, all right? I have taken the red pill. I'm out of the matrix. I throw snowballs at children only, like you should. The smaller, the better, all right? And in the face, like hard. And then, mama, and then the mom comes up to you, or the dad. Dad's better because then you can fight, because you don't want to hit a woman, of course. So dad comes up to you, what's wrong with you? What's with you? And then when he's on the ground, unconscious, you grab more snow and you start throwing at the children again. That's my pastime. It's a shame that it hasn't snowed a while in the Netherlands, but if it did, then that's what I would be doing. All right. So I hope that answers your question. Serious concern, you know, on r/AskMen. I'm of course the answer giver. That is the most important out of all of these because. I don't know. Look, I want to give credit, right? I want to shout out the person who asked this, but it's... You know what? Screw it. Camgirl Lalia. Camgirl Elia? Is that it? What makes a difference for you between a woman you're going to love and a woman you're just going to have fun with? Hello, everyone. Hi, I have a question that I think is quite universal for you. What makes a difference between a woman you will truly love and a woman you will only have fun with? Are there particular personality traits, specific behaviors, or perhaps indescribable feeling? I would love to hear your opinions and experience on this subject. Thank you in advance for your answers. What a polite way to ask a question. I'm so eager to answer this because you're so nice about it, and I love that. That's good. Keep doing that. That's a good personality trait that would make me want to love you. Now, I don't really want to have fun. You know, if you look at this, it's not really in my values to have fun with just a woman. But let's say that I'm not that, and I would have to describe the differences in a one-night stand or like a friends with benefits or something like that, and a relationship type. So relationship type, polite and nice like this, definitely a plus, definitely something I would be attracted to. Throwing snowballs at children, definitely wifey type, right? I feel like if you're gonna have a one-night stand or like you're just gonna have fun, it doesn't really matter. It's more like if she has wifey type qualities, you would not just have fun. Like, I feel like a one-night stand is you just do something because she looks good. That's it. Like, you don't need much more, right? Oh, actually, I would prefer if she doesn't steal my kidneys. That would probably be a good thing, you know? And if she does steal kidneys, but other people's kidneys, and she wants me to get involved with the kidney stealing, wifey type, right? So I feel like the difference is whether you like someone or whether you think someone is just attractive, and that's it, right? I think that's the difference. Like, liking someone, and I don't mean just liking someone, but really like enjoying to be around a person, because you can like someone and be nice to each other, but not really have like a really good connection. Like, there needs to be a really good connection. I think that's the difference. But I don't do one night stands. I don't like that. I'm not saying it's wrong, because that's the problem. You can say I like pancakes. Oh, so you hate waffles? No, I just don't do it. Shut up. Really, not you. Maybe you. Are you the one doing like wrong conclusions? Because then you need to shut up. But if you're not, then I'm sorry for screaming at you. And if you want to come to my house so that we can throw more snowballs at you, like, there's no snowballs around, but we can just pick stones, right? It's the same thing. Does more damage, even more fun, right? From Edward Bliss. How common is it for a child going back and forth from separated parents, align themselves towards one parent? For example, one that is well-to-do and another obviously struggling in an apartment, low-paying job, etc. The contrast must be confusing, especially as he or she gets older. I don't agree. First of all, my parents are separated, so I can talk about this. I think that it becomes more and more clear the older you get. Like when my parents split up when I was 10 years old, and I didn't really understand what was going on. And then my mom got a house, and I was like, yeah, this place is nice. The only reason I thought that's because there was a little tunnel where you could go down with the bike. That sounded fun. Never did it after that. Only reason I said I liked the house, because I actually didn't like the house. But only afterwards I realized that. But there was a difference. My dad has a better job than my mom. And my mom is now together with someone else, so they have combined income. So they're doing very well for themselves now. But at the start, it wasn't that easy. Like, we weren't struggling necessarily, but it just wasn't as comfortable or luxurious as with my dad, right? And I did pivot towards my dad. And I don't want to go too personal. The reason was not necessarily because one was struggling, because that seems like what you're focusing on. And I don't mean struggling, but like my mom had less luxury, like less name brand products, like just stuff that children like, oh, but why don't we have that one? And it's like, we can't afford it, but the child doesn't really understand. That wasn't necessarily, I don't really care about that, alright? So I think that it also depends how you raise your children. If you did it, I don't want to say right, because I don't want to judge people on how they raise their children, right? But if you make sure that your child understands like what it means to not have the most money in the world and stuff, kind of understand what it's like for people who have less than them, like you would show like there are homeless people and people who have to go to the food bank who can't afford food. Like that's a reality that exists, right? You're lucky to not have that. That made me realize that, and it made me very, like, I wouldn't judge even when I was young, because I knew that people, you know, had a tough time. So I never really cared about who was the more rich parent in that case, or in that aspect. So no, I don't think the contrast was very confusing, but I do think it happens often where you pivot towards one or the other, and that sucks for the other parent, just straight up. But like, it's the reality of splitting up. That's kind of how it happens. And a big problem with this, when I first separated, the kids would try to refuse to go with me. Become a lot less of an issue over time. Separated over 5 years now. Thought it was important to, if possible, not to move too far away, which has helped, because it means they can just keep up with the same circle of friends. Of course, a cute puppy helped, but that was my sister's idea. Yeah, I'm very happy. My mom moved out of our house, and she lived very close by. Like, the Netherlands is very bikey, right? Everybody rides a bike, and it was less than 10 minutes, so that's very easy to switch between. Like, it wouldn't take long at all. And it's about the same distance going to school, so perfect, right? I think if you can do that as a parent, if you're getting separated and you try to move close, that's definitely a big plus, and that's gonna help the kids a lot, because we lived in the same city. That meant it wasn't as much of a contrast. Sorry, this is so serious, by the way. I was trying to crack jokes, but like, this is a serious topic. If you fought in MMA or as a boxer, what would you want your nickname to be? Now, I need to think about this, because this is gonna be very, very serious. I actually know already. Do you see the song that I'm listening to? That's what I would want to be called. Caramel Dansen. Yeah, I've been listening to this on repeat while making the video, by the way. See? So inside into the YouTube mind, right? Or I would want to be called Toenail. I would want to be called Needle Under Toenail, because I would just be really painful and annoying, and you would want me to get away from you as fast as possible, right? Then you could say you could just be called Rapist, but you do not want it, because, you know, you would want to stay away. Yeah, you don't like that person, right? You hate that. Same with a needle under your toenail. But I feel like if you're called a rapist and you're gonna get into a cage with another man, that's not good. Okay, so I would want to be called Needle Under Toenail. So it would be like, and in the blue corner, weighing in at 335 pounds, Needle Under Toenail! It sounds right. It just sounds right. I need to be an announcer. Did you hear that? That was awesome. My throat hurts, but you can practice that. That's easy. So yeah, I think I would be called Needle Under Toenail. I think that's my my response to that. So yeah. All right. That will do for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see this subreddit for yourself, the link will be in the description as always. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite question that has ever been asked to you in your whole life. And if you don't know, then you're not safe from me. So, let's get out of here.